Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Today the market was just kind of all over the place, and what's getting a little frustrating is that really all these moves are taking place because of the 5-minute charts. And I did all right because when we popped up here, I ended up selling the call credit spread that I said I was going to do in the morning notes. I think we made $1,400. I'll pull that up in a second, but you can see right here. So like when we're heading higher. Here you can see that we had our momentum was moving lower. So we had bearish divergences here. That caused the move down. And then from there, when we were heading down here, we had bullish divergences and that popped it up. So it's really trading off of a short-term time frame. And until we really break, through a range or any kind of important support or resistance, it's really, you just have to trade off of the short-term charts, and that, I like to do it a little bit longer than that. But in any case, right now the small range that we're in, we have the top at 54.10, we have the bottom at 53.83. 53.85, but we can use 53.83 as well, just because this is that's where the moving average is, and you can see that's pretty much where buyers, every time we got close to this, buyers were stepping in. And then when we got up to the this is the 200-day, and when we got up to the 50, then we saw sellers step in. So it's a one of these things that we just kind of have to be patient. If the bulls can take out the 54.10, it really, I would anticipate they're coming up to the 54.32, and possibly even just coming up and testing this 54.45. Now, if the bears get through this pivot right here, you can see there's support right at the 53.72. So it's not that much of a difference. But what we can do, though, is we want to look at a little bit of a longer time frame, because if it takes this out, you can see we really don't have support until we're down at the 53.60 level. So this would be the first line of support right there. And then if it gets through that, then we're looking at a move coming down to the 53.40. So these are, the support areas we got to watch for. This is the 53.11 is another pretty good support level here. You can see it was resistance, then it popped through it, and then it was support. So this is really I'm gonna even do this. I'm just gonna switch these and say, oops, sorry. I'm gonna make it green because that's support. And what you do is, I'm just going to keep this. Oh, damn it. Sorry about that. All right. So we're going to put that here at the 53.55. We all, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it down, because you can see we have support right here, and it's also the moving average. So the 53.40 is going to be support. So if we take these out, the first area we're going to watch for is the 53.70 area. If it gets through that, then we're looking at the 53.40 area as the next support level. And you can see, but we're really just consolidating. That's it. So that's kind of a plus for the bulls, meaning that, we had the big rally, we had the big drop, and then from there, we've rallied back up, and really just consolidating right here, and that would hint that we're going to get a move to the upside. Now, if we take out these highs here, which is we have these highs right here at the 54.84. I'm thinking this is the resistance that the bulls really need to get through. You can see it's a little bit above the 50% retracement, and we have the 200-day moving average that's right here, as well as this resistance, price resistance. So this would be that, if they get above this, that's when I'm looking at and saying, all right, we're going to come up and either close this gap at the 56.50, or we're going to come all the way up here and test the 5700, 5780 area. So these would be my upside targets. Would be, the 5650, I think would be a good one to eye down. If we go above it, then we could just say, all right, we're looking at price coming up to the 5700, 5780 area. But this is really, it's going to be pretty important right here on this 5650, and where I will be watching it, because again, it's going to be closing this gap. and most likely it's going to come with sell signals. So we want to be a little bit careful. You can see they burned off momentum. So if we get some selling tomorrow, I'm like I said, I'm gonna be open minded. If we gap down really hard, I'm not gonna try to guess where the bottom is. But right now, like I said, I want to keep an eye on this 53.40 level. If it comes down there, that's going to be pretty good support. It would just be an ABC move, and from there, I would anticipate higher. If we go below that, now we're starting to get into some areas that. I really would like to see the Bulls try to defend, because if they lose it, then really we're coming down to the 5,200 and then all the way down to the 5,100 or 5,120, and that's going to be too low. I think from there we would see some Bulls start to panic. So 15 minutes, a little bit overbought right there. So we kind of have a mixture of it's momentum right here, where we're kind of overbought on the 15-minute, where we're getting into the oversold on the on the 60. So if we come down and this support level holds, and now we have the 60, that's giving us, that's into the oversold levels, and as long as we can get some buy signals here from the 15s, I'll be looking to buy and look for that move heading up to the upside. So let's just see what plays out tomorrow. Oh, hang on one second. Okay, yeah. So we made 1,400 today for the fund. It could have been more. I mean, I actually had it was like 2,800. I think was the max I can make. But when the market was heading up, what I did was, so when we were coming up. And we were coming up to these levels. What I did, because it went past where I thought it was going to go to. I just bought two ES contracts, and from there, so when if the price goes up, I was losing money on the credit spread, but I was making it on the ES, and then it just dropped so fast, I got stopped out of the ES, and then that was it. So we did all right, 1,400. It was kind of a boring day. It would have been a great day for some type of condor, but with volatility the way it is, I get nervous putting those on right now. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the